Hello and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a get to know me video. I'm just going to answer some questions about myself that you might be wondering, might not be wondering, probably not. But I'm going to do one anyway for my followers and subscribers that I'm a little nervous doing this. I don't know why. This doesn't matter at all, but let's just get right into it. My name is Cameron. I'm from Las Vegas. I was born in Richmond, Virginia, and I lived there until I was about 5 years old. After that, I moved to Denver, Colorado, and then from there I moved to San Antonio, Texas. And then after that to Seattle, Washington, and then where I am now, Las Vegas. I moved around a lot, jumped around schools, which kind of sucked because I always had to get to know people again, meet my friends. But builds character. Now we're here. Next question. What are some of my hobbies and interests outside of my creative work? Some of you may know I'm a musician. I play 5 instruments. I play piano, guitar, bass, a little bit of drums, and I sing, if you want to count that as an instrument, which I do. I don't really know what you would call my main creative work because I do so many different things. But for my income, what I do for work, I'm an artist out here in Las Vegas, and I do murals all over the city. I mainly do schools, a lot of pediatric offices, libraries, sports facilities, do medical facilities, restaurants, bars. I've done casino. Yeah, that's what I do for work. But art is actually another passion of mine though, so it kind of works out perfectly. So art is one thing. I also love to cook, but with that, I have a lot of dietary restrictions because I have so many allergies to food. So I have to get kind of creative with what I make. I have a lot of fun doing that. Cooking to me is an art form. I love fashion. Like, I don't know that I'm so great at it, but I do love to play with clothes and I do love to get dressed up and I love to style things. I really do appreciate what goes into making and designing clothes. I'm really into video. I love video editing. I also do that for side work. It is kind of a passion of mine. Like, I love editing stuff. I love putting videos together and I love storytelling with video, food, art, fashion, film, cinema, pretty much anything creative I love. Next question. How did you get started in your artistic journey? My journey, I guess, started probably when I was around 16 or so. I grew up listening to just like 2000s music, like what was popular during the time. My parents weren't like rock and roll heads or like Beatles fans or anything like, my dad really likes James Brown and Al Green and Marvin Gaye. So I really liked all that stuff growing up. I started to kind of find my own taste and branch out after my brother, he had shown me this song by AC/DC called Shoot to Thrill. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is so good. So after that, I kind of went on a deep dive of trying to find new music. I listened to like every single AC/DC song there was, and I was just like, dude, this rock and roll music is something. And I got into Led Zeppelin after that. I got into Aerosmith, got into Guns N' Roses. I started playing piano when I was like 16 or so. I think we got a keyboard and I messed around on it a little bit and figured a couple songs out, like, just chords and stuff. But when I was like 16, my parents split up, they got divorced, and I was just feeling like, an angsty teen and sad and whatever. And my older brother had moved out and he left behind his guitar. He had a Stratocaster. It was like a Sunburst Strat, and he left it behind, and I was like, I'm like really into all these rock and roll songs right now, and like I just love these solos and how they sound. Like, I would love to be able to play that stuff. It sounds so cool. So I stayed with my dad. I would kind of just isolate myself upstairs in my room all day long just because I was kind of like sad. But like half the day I would paint, and then the other half of the day I would just play guitar and like try to learn. I was like, man, these solos sound so cool, and everything sounded so cool to me. I started just trying to learn how to play them, and I would go on YouTube and learn tutorials, and then I would go back and listen over and over and over and over again. I think that's just the key to everything, is just repetition. I would just play these songs over and over and over again, and these riffs and these licks, and try to figure them out. So I finally figured them out. I was able to play like a little bit. It wasn't anything good. Everyone starts somewhere. So I guess when my parents split up was when I started really using art and music and creativity as an outlet. It's hot in here, so I'm taking this off. All right, next question. What inspires your creativity? That's kind of difficult to answer because I feel like inspiration and creativity, they go hand in hand, but it's never linear. It ebbs and flows, and it gets frustrating sometimes because there's times with me, like sometimes I get sick of music. Like, I can't even listen to music. Like, I won't listen to anything. Like, I just listen to podcasts, or I'll just drive in silence, or like do everything in silence. And then there's other times when I will like hyperfixate so hard on a certain artist or like a certain album or a certain song, and I will just play it and play it and play it for weeks and weeks. And then again, after that, I won't listen to anything for like a month. I won't pick up an instrument for a month, or I won't like paint for a month. It's never consistent, which is unfortunate because I feel like I could get so much done if I was consistently motivated and consistently inspired, but I'm not. I feel like I get burnt out so easily because like I hyperfixate on these things. For example, I've been really into piano the last month, and I've been playing piano for like 6 hours a day, just practicing and learning these songs. I've memorized like 100 songs in the last month, and my brain feels like it's been scratched so good. But I also feel like when you go go that hard at something that takes that much mental capacity, you burn out so fast and you don't have that momentum anymore, if that makes sense. It takes so much out of you to have to like memorize songs, play the same thing over and over again. And then because of that, like I said, I won't play anything for like 3 weeks or a month, and I just won't want to listen to music. And so I don't know, I think I just go too hard sometimes, and I get too passionate about things sometimes, and because of that I get sick of it, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say what I want to say. So yeah, inspiration, it comes and goes, but a lot of the time it's like pain or love or happiness or hard times. I think it just comes from experiences. It's hard to create stuff when you haven't experienced anything. Next question. What are some of my favorite music genres, artists, or songs? My favorite genre of music, probably anything from the 70s. Like, I think yacht rock is probably my favorite genre of music. Yeah, anything from the 70s, really. It's like, that is just prime time. My favorite artist, it changes all the time, but I'd say for the last while, it's been the Beatles. I listen to the Beatles every day. I've learned every single song by them on like every instrument too. I've learned all the guitar parts, all the piano parts, all the bass parts for like the entire Abbey Road album, a lot of the White Album, a lot of Let It Be. I love the Beatles. They go crazy. You want to talk about what inspires me? It's the Beatles. They're like the equivalent of the ancient Egyptians of like music, if that makes sense. Like, they're so sophisticated, so ahead of their time. But anyway, my favorite song for the last like year has been She Came In Through the Bathroom Window by the Beatles. I don't know what they put in that song. I don't know what it is. Everything about that song is what it is, but that's been my favorite song. I've listened to it probably 5,000 times in the last 30 days. I listen to that song over and over again. Next question. What is your creative process when writing music? It's different almost like every time. Sometimes it'll be, I'll like think of a little phrase that's catchy, and then I'll sing it over and over and over again, and I'll try to fix the words, you know, the phrasing of it flows well and stuff. And then after that, add a melody to it. Or sometimes it starts with that. Other times it starts with, I'll have an idea for like a bass line, or a bass line and a drum pattern kind of thing, like a groove, and so I'll go and record that, play it, and after that, I'll think of not necessarily a melody for the lyrics, but I'll think of like the rhythm of the words over that groove I just wrote. And then after that, you can start playing with melodies and harmonies and whatever. Other times I'll come up with a guitar riff, and then I'll build a song around that. So it's different every time, but it's fun. It's like a little puzzle you have to figure out. You're building it up, and you're building it up and building it up until it's finally complete, and it's like, oh. Right, next question. Do you ever play live? So I haven't though in a few years because, well, for one, I don't have a band. It's just me, which is not really an excuse. There's technology for that, but I would like to have a band to do it with. That would be really fun. But a few years ago, I was the lead guitar player for the Prince show in Las Vegas. There's a Prince tribute show here. I was the lead guitarist for a while. That was a lot of fun. I had to do a lot of dancing while playing and like all the solos and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Prince is an awesome guitar player. That was really cool to do that. It taught me a lot that I didn't think I needed to learn, which I definitely did. But it'd be fun to join like a group of people, or eventually start playing my own music live, which also, if you don't know, I write music. I'm a songwriter. My first song came out last year. I'm gonna drop the link right here so you can stream it and listen and let me know what you think. It's really cool. If you're into Muse and Arctic Monkeys, Lenny Kravitz, Prince, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. It's like pop, rock, dance kind of song. So it's fun, it's cool. It has like really heavy bass line, and I played all the instruments on it. I played the drums on it, the bass, guitar. I sang, I wrote it, I produced the thing, and yeah. Next question. How do you stay motivated and inspired in your creative endeavors? Like I said before, inspiration comes and goes, but I think overall, in all of my creative endeavors, it's nice to like kind of rotate through them. If I'm not feeling music for a while, I'll move on to something like video editing, or if it's not cooking, it's painting. If it's not painting, it's music. It's always something that I'm doing. So even if you don't want to, you sometimes have to force yourself to do stuff, because just to make sure you really are exercising that creative muscle. Next question. Where's the last place you traveled to? The last place I traveled to, I went to LA about 3 weeks ago. And then right before that, I was in San Francisco for a week. And San Francisco, hands down, has been one of my favorite places I've visited. Like, San Francisco has my heart. That place is so amazing. Next question. What are your favorite books, movies, or shows that influence your art? So I'll be honest, and it probably shows, but I don't read a lot of books. And I really want to make that a priority to do more, because shit. I like reading, and I like to learn, and I like to ingest information. I just feel like I don't have the time though. Like, there's just not enough time to fucking read anything. Like, I listen to so much stuff. I have headphones on all day at work while I'm painting and doing murals and stuff. And so I'm just listening to like history. I really would like to read more, but unfortunately I don't read enough. And like I said, it probably shows. So no answer for that. My favorite movies, I have like 3 favorite movies, and they're kind of all over the place, but first favorite movie is 10 Things I Hate About You, of course. Girly classic. And then next would be probably John Wick, the John Wick franchise. I love those movies. I love the action and the kung fu and all the fighting and karate. And last movie would probably be Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese with Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci. For shows, ooh, top show would be Sex and the City. Number 2 would probably be Seinfeld. I love that show. Number 3, Dexter, Walking Dead. Number 5, the show Dave by Dave Bird, aka Little Dicky. That's a really good show. Next question. What's a fun or surprising fact about me? I don't know that it's so interesting because anyone can do it, but I can solve a Rubik's Cube. This is the final question. What advice would you give to aspiring artists or creatives? Do something every day to get you just a little bit further in what you're trying to accomplish. Just try to remind yourself that like it'll work out how it's supposed to. Believe in yourself, as corny and cliche as it sounds. So many people will like secretly hate on you and like secretly not want you to win. Don't even pay any attention to that. Stay focused, like put your blinders on and make what you wish existed. That's kind of what creating music and art and film and food, you're making what you wish existed. If you have the idea for it, you're able to do it. Keep trying every day and you'll eventually get where you're going. So with that, that's I think all the questions I have for now. Thank you for watching. If you've made it all the way, I appreciate it. If you're interested, go listen to my song. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully there will be more content to come like this. If you have any suggestions for any content you would like to see, comment below and I will try my hardest to fulfill that for you. So, bye.